Hey, what it do, baby boo? This video is super simple. It's similar to the one that I posted a few months ago in relation to a client of mine that made some ridiculous elo gains. For those of you who are watching, if you want the specifics of what jump that he made, he went from gold 5 to diamond 5 in under a year, which is ridiculous. For most people watching this, you don't make ridiculous gains as that, you don't make as big of a jump, which is completely fine. Everyone's different, but I thought I would just tell my client's story, specifically how his approach to going from gold 5 to plat 5, and then how he made the jump from plat 5 to diamond 5, and also the 3 most important things that he learned from being coached by me. So a few months ago, actually, about 4 or 5 months ago, this dude messaged me and he was like, "Hey man, I really love your your videos. They helped me a lot." And then he asked me a generic question, which champions do I main in the jungle, blah blah blah. I told him the answer, and then he told me that thanks, blah blah blah. I just wanted to say, yeah, thank you for all your videos and for your streaming. Since I started watching your videos, I went up 2 divisions and I feel completely different about the game, which was gangster. The whole, for those of you watching, the whole reason why I make these videos is to help you out, okay? It's to help you with your League of Legends journey. Hopefully there is stuff that I've learned along the way of my own journey that I can share with you, and that you can, get better at League of Legends, with my help. After that brief conversation, he asked me if coaching was available. I'm not sure if at the time it was available or not, but I remember I opened up a spot for him, and we went to work. We did some coaching, and then a few months later, he sent me this. After coaching, he went on a hot streak. He won a ton of games, and then he was at plat 2. Plat 2/plat 3 around there, and he asked me for some advice on how to get back. And every one of us reaches these points of plateaus, because it's just how the game works. Everyone reaches plateaus, and you just need to do your best to overcome them. And he said, "How can I make that jump to diamond 5?" For those of you who are watching this, there's actually not a big difference in elos between the low point of one division or league, I think it's one league, and then the high point of the next. For example, there is pretty much no difference between bronze 2 and silver 4. Like that range, high bronze and low silver is pretty much the same. Same thing with high silver and low gold. Same thing with high gold and low platinum, and the exact same thing with high plat and low diamond. So I said it's probably just a mental thing. You're probably just, maybe you're not playing as good as you are, or maybe you're tilting or something, and you'll be fine. As long as you stay consistent, keep your head up, blah blah blah, you'll eventually crack diamond. And then about a week later, he sent me this picture that I'm going to put here. And he sent me the picture of him reaching diamond 5. And I said, "You're the fucking man." Because I love it. I just, I don't know. It's just cool seeing my clients make elo gains. I just love it. So there are, I asked him, what was the specific stuff that helped him out. And he said he got lazy. He started revising everything that he did. He started watching his replays. He started taking notes for every single game that he played. And I changed his mentality. But specifically for those of you watching this, I want to give you the concise points about exactly what he did to go from gold 5 essentially to diamond 5 in less than a year. And he wrote these really nice paragraphs for me, which I'm going to read out for you now. Number 1, he said the most important thing that I've ever taught him and that he learned from coaching is identifying win condition, which is super important. He said each team comp and champ will have completely different capabilities, and you have to devise a plan and stick with it. So pretty much what she's saying is just identifying win conditions. This applies more to high elo than it does to low elo people, but it's still applicable to low elo people as well. Essentially what he's saying that he learned is that you just have to have an idea of what's going to happen in the game and how to win it. For example, if you have a really good team comp, then you can just play safe in the early game and then let your team comp scale naturally, because you'll naturally outscale the other team if you have a really good team fighting comp. If you have a split push comp, play to your strengths and split push the whole game. If you have a poke comp, then play to your strengths and poke before you team fight or some shit. The second thing, and I think this is super important for anyone watching this, especially low elo people, is that he said he wrote notes down before the game started. He said yes, watching replays and taking notes after the game is super important, but writing notes before the game starts is a game changer, is what he says. He says start with your strategy for the game, your goals for improvement, things to watch for, power spikes, gank, roam potential, blah blah blah. And as example, he said, J4 versus Shyvana, prioritize warding drags as Shyvana can take them pretty easily. Don't take prolonged fights, which is super important actually, because Shyvana is ridiculous in prolonged fights. She's going to be power farming So you can look for ganks while she's power farming. Maybe if it's Syndra mid, you can, if she's pushed up, you can go for easy ganks. He said things like top is a tank, so there's pretty much no point of coming unless it's a guaranteed kill. Bot is Soraka Twitch, do very low kill potential, ward for them, and try to counter gank. Oh, okay, so if your bot lane is Soraka Twitch, there's pretty much low kill potential. So unless you're level 6 or some shit, then you can go for a gank then. But other than that, just ward for them, make sure that they have the pressure in regards to warding and counter ganks necessary. But other than that, there's probably not much gank potential as much as you would like to compared to someone like an Ashe Leona or something. So essentially what he's saying is just take notes before the game starts. Take notes about where your strengths lie. Take notes about your goals. Maybe if you're mid laner, your goal is to hit 70 CS by 10 minutes. Take notes of where the easy ganks are if you're a jungler. Take notes of how the matchup is supposed to be played out if you're a laner. You know, simple stuff. Just start taking notes. And the third thing he said is revise and really focus on your perception of the game. You're not going to win by bashing your champion to theirs. And this is actually a really good point. It's about breaking the nexus and working as a team to do so. He said if you could follow step 1, you can figure out your win condition. It could be enabling your split pusher. It could be grouping as 4 to take objectives. It could be getting your carries fed and then peeling them. It could be poking the enemy team down. He said something like don't camp the Malphite top because he will provide the same service being 5-0 or 0-2, which is super important. Yeah, so to summarize these things up, he said identify your win condition. That will help you a shit ton just because it gives you an idea of what to do before the game starts. He said write some notes before the game starts. This allows you just to have, you know, it gives your brain something to aim at, like goals to hit and shit like that. Or maybe write notes about your particular matchup, or maybe write notes about where the easy ganks are. There's always notes that you can write before the game starts to start engaging your brain. And the third thing he said, obviously, really focus on your perception of the game. Don't try and beat a rock with a paper, or don't try and beat scissors with the rock going like this, you know. There's a certain flow to the game, and understanding what that flow is and how to mesh with it is the best chance that you're going to have with winning. So yeah, that's essentially what he said, and I'm super proud of this, super happy for this dude. I honestly can't explain how happy I am for this dude making some dank gains. With that being said, okay, we're coming up to the end of the year now, and apparently it's Black Friday in the States, and a lot of people, you know, they follow that Black Friday shit, so I thought I would do a Black Friday special myself. For those of you who are not interested in coaching and being coached by me, then you can just click X, and I can say, have a good day, I love you, stay beautiful, Shana Ducks. But for those of you who are still interested in this stuff, I'll put a link in the description just in regards to my latest Black Friday special that I'm going to be doing for coaching. Yeah, so if you want to be coached by me personally, this is one of the rare opportunities, because I hardly ever coach these days, that you have available to do so. And check the link in the description to be taken to a video specifically made for you. I'm going to end this here. If you have any questions, just let me know. Have a good day. I love you. Stay beautiful. Shana Ducks.